Welcome to the Net Front Presence. I'm Jeff Gordon of the Post-Dispatch, joined by our beat reporter Matthew DeFranks, and a tough week out at the Blues practice facility as coming off of a couple tough losses, there were repercussions. And Scott Perunovich moves along in a trade to the Islanders, and Brandon Saad's term with the Blues comes to an end. I guess, Matthew, neither of these moves are terribly surprising.
Yeah, the Perunovich one you could kind of wonder about from afar, just seeing how often he was scratched late in his tenure in St. Louis, and wonder whether he needed a new team to be a part of. And the fact that the Blues were able to get something back in return is helpful. I mean, it's just a conditional fifth round pick, and they'll only get it if he plays in 20 games. But it's more than sending someone on waivers and losing an asset for nothing, especially an asset that was a 2018 second round pick. So that one, the Blues looked at it, and Jim Montgomery talked with Doug Armstrong about it and said, "Hey, I don't see a spot for Scott Perunovich in the lineup here." So at that point, Cam Fowler, Justin Falk are running the power play. Even it seemed like Broberg and sometimes even Parayko had a shot over Perunovich in that area. Tyler Tucker had kind of solidified himself on the third pair, and so Perunovich didn't really feel like a guy that was going to be seeing playing time in St. Louis very often or very soon. So that one you could kind of look at and see it potentially happening. And the Brandon Saad one's a little bit more of a surprise. The fact that the Blues did have Tuesday, and then Wednesday, after he cleared, after no team claimed him on his current contract, the Blues and Saad agreed to terminate his contract, leaving him to walk away from $5.425 million owed to him in the last year and a half of his deal, just to become a free agent when he clears waivers on Friday.
Yeah, and the latter part certainly surprising. Certainly Brandon could have played this out, taken his assignment to the A, collected his money, worked toward a different type of resolution after the season for sure. But that means leaving your family, and that means going down to the minors. And it was the hammer that Doug had. I'm a bit surprised that the hammer got the result that it did for the Blues. Very fortunate in the sense of immediate cap relief, and particularly for next year as they start trying to continue this retooling. But quite a sacrifice for Saad to walk away from. I know to make. I mean, he's made a lot of money playing the game of hockey, but still, that's not a small amount of money.
No, I mean he bought his freedom for $5.4 million. Like, that's the reality of it when you take a guy who he's 32 years old, and you're right, he has been in the league a long time. He has made a lot of money. Like, that's not any news. But the fact that these guys grind in negotiations over a few $100,000 per year, and the fact that he's willing to walk away from a total of $5.4 million, that truly says something about, I guess, his partly his desire to be in the NHL, and partly how much money he's made beforehand. Like, the odds of him recouping this money are very low in my mind.
Yeah, if I'm his agent, and how that conversation went. Like, we have to remember this. Yeah, these guys make a lot of money, but then this is the money they've got to make for their life, right? I mean, they can do other things when they're done playing hockey, but this is their profession, and this is their chance to put money away, and this is their chance to do what they want to do when they're done playing. And that is the biggest argument players can make for getting all that they can while they can, because then what about the rest of their lives? So nonetheless, to say that he did the Blues a solid is an understatement. I don't know if that was his intent. I don't know that he felt like he owed the Blues anything. But what a gift this was to Doug Armstrong. It's not so much, again, about this year as next. This team's got to move on from some of these contracts, Matthew, and we've talked about that pretty much every episode of the Net Front. And this is a guy that voluntarily gives them a gift that is not insignificant.